Your aquarium may appear tranquil. Crystal clear water, fish swimming leisurely, but behind this calm appearance, the balance is more fragile than it seems. All it takes is a small flaw, a poorly performed water change, an unsuitable temperature, or a buildup of debris at the bottom, and everything can quickly go downhill. Most problems don't appear suddenly, but build up gradually until the signs become impossible to ignore. Gasping fish, mysterious stains, strange behavior, or even unexplained deaths. The good news is that instead of resorting to expensive or desperate solutions, you can restore your aquarium's balance with a few simple and extremely effective adjustments. These are tricks that anyone can apply, even without experience, and they work precisely by addressing the most common mistakes that put fish's lives at risk. If you ever had problems with your aquarium and didn't know where to start, or if you want to prevent them from happening again, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 6 practical actions that can literally save your aquarium, and best of all, without complications. Stay until the end because the last tip is the most underrated and can prevent serious losses in the future. Let's go straight to the first trick.
1. Partial water change, the most overlooked and most effective trick. Changing part of your aquarium's water is by far one of the simplest and also one of the most powerful practices for restoring system health. Yet many people neglect this basic care, thinking it's only necessary when the water becomes visibly dirty. The truth is, even if it appears clean, the water can be saturated with invisible and dangerous substances such as ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates. These compounds are highly toxic to fish and accumulate over time. A partial 30% water change is enough to dilute these toxins and relieve fish stress almost immediately. But be careful. Simply adding new water isn't enough. The replacement water should be at the same temperature as the aquarium, between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and dechlorinated. Using a good water conditioner is essential. Another common mistake is cleaning the filter on the same day as the change. This eliminates beneficial bacteria that help maintain biological balance. Ideally, you should alternate. Change the water one day, clean the filter the next, always being careful. Have you noticed a strong odor, cloudy water, or fish swimming strangely? Before seeking complex solutions, perform a thorough partial change. It may be the quickest and most effective step to saving your aquarium.
2. Temperature adjustment. Small fluctuations can be fatal. Most tropical aquarium fish need stable temperatures between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. But when the water gets too cold or too hot, their metabolism suffers. They become sluggish, stop eating, and their immune systems weaken. The problem is that the change isn't always immediately visible. That's why a thermometer is essential. If the tank is too cold, using a reliable thermostat is the first step. For emergencies, such as sudden temperature drops, wrap the tank in blankets or gradually increase the heater temperature by 1 degree Fahrenheit per hour until it reaches the ideal temperature. Avoid sudden changes. Heating or cooling too quickly stresses the fish even more. In cases of overheating, common on very hot days or if the thermostat fails, turn off the heater and increase oxygenation with an air pump. Placing tightly closed bottles of ice-cold water inside the aquarium also helps to safely reduce the temperature, always monitoring it to ensure it doesn't drop below 72 degrees Celsius, 22 degrees Celsius. Keeping the temperature within the correct range is one of the pillars of a healthy aquarium, and one of the simplest tricks for saving fish in trouble. 3. Extra aeration, the oxygen boost that can prevent deaths. When fish begin to rise to the surface frequently and breathe rapidly, it's a sign that dissolved oxygen in the water is low. This can happen for several reasons: high temperatures, which reduce oxygen solubility, excess decomposing organic matter, or filter failure. In these cases, increasing aeration can quickly save the aquarium. The simplest way is to install an air pump with an air stone. This creates bubbles and moves the water surface, increasing gas exchange. Another solution is to adjust the filter output to agitate the surface more, which also greatly helps oxygenation. If the problem is severe, remove some of the water from the aquarium and replace it with fresh, well-oxygenated water, always at the same temperature, between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. This replenishes dissolved air and reduces fish stress. Avoid overcrowding. More fish means more oxygen consumption. And don't forget that natural plants help with oxygenation during the day, but they also consume oxygen at night. A well-timed aeration boost can be the difference between losing fish and keeping the aquarium stable until the underlying problem is resolved.
4. Controlled feeding. Less food, more aquarium health. A common mistake that leads to aquarium collapse is overfeeding. When fish don't consume everything they're offered, the food sinks and begins to decompose quickly, releasing ammonia and degrading water quality. Soon, the environment becomes toxic, and symptoms appear: gasping fish, spots, closed fins, and even sudden death. The golden rule is simple: offer only what the fish can eat in a maximum of 2 minutes. And if the aquarium is experiencing an imbalance, the ideal is to temporarily reduce feeding to once a day, with a minimal amount. In critical situations, such as ammonia spikes, you can even suspend feeding for 24 to 48 hours. Healthy fish tolerate this fasting without problems, and their system will thank you. During this time, take the opportunity to siphon the bottom and remove accumulated debris. Another important tip: choose high-quality food that disintegrates slowly and doesn't cloud the water. Live or frozen food also requires extra care with quantity. Controlling feeding is one of the most effective tricks for restoring water quality. Less food, less waste, and healthier fish.
5. Substrate siphoning, the invisible cleaning that changes everything. Even if the water appears clean, the bottom of the aquarium can hide one of the biggest culprits to aquatic health: the accumulation of organic waste. Leftover food, feces, and dead leaves accumulate in the substrate, and as they decompose, release ammonia and other toxic compounds. This causes chemical instability and can trigger disease outbreaks. Siphoning is the ideal trick to eliminate this material before it causes problems. With a simple hose siphon, you can remove dirt from the bottom during water changes without disassembling the aquarium. Ideally, clean during weekly water changes, focusing on the dirtiest areas and avoiding disturbing areas where beneficial bacteria live. In emergencies, a good siphoning combined with a partial water change can bring immediate relief to your fish. Many aquarists report improved behavior just a few hours after this cleaning. If your aquarium has a strong odor, restless fish, or cloudy water, it's worth checking the substrate. It may be harboring the problem you're not seeing. With just a few minutes of maintenance, you can restore balance to the system.
6. Quick tests, the compass for making the right decisions. You don't have to guess what's wrong with your aquarium. Water tests exist for just that. They accurately reveal the levels of ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH, and water hardness. In emergency situations, a simple test can indicate whether the problem is toxic, such as ammonia spike, or just a temporary imbalance. The most common kits are strips, faster but less accurate, and liquid reagents, more reliable. Ideally, you should always have tests for ammonia, nitrite, and pH on hand. If you notice fish gasping, listless, or dying for no apparent reason, one of these 3 parameters is probably out of whack.
Examples of safe ranges: ammonia, 0 ppm; nitrite, 0 ppm; nitrate, below 40 ppm. pH depends on the species, but generally between 6.5 and 7.5. Temperature between 75 degrees F and 80 degrees F. With this data in hand, you can act confidently, perform a water change, adjust the pH, or simply increase filtration. Without testing, any action is a guess and could even make the situation worse. Those who test understand the aquarium, and those who understand avoid disasters.
Taking care of an aquarium goes far beyond feeding the fish and changing the water every now and then. As we've seen, small adjustments like controlling the feeding, increasing oxygenation, or simply cleaning the bottom can be the difference between a stable system and a complete collapse. These 6 tricks aren't miracle solutions, but they work because they address the root causes of problems. They restore chemical balance, improve water quality, and relieve fish stress quickly and effectively. And best of all, they're simple enough for anyone to apply, even without much experience. If your aquarium has ever experienced a critical situation, you've probably recognized at least one of these signs. And if you haven't, implementing these preventative measures can save you a lot of headaches in the future. Which of these tricks have you used? Did they work? Let us know in the comments. Your experience can help other aquarists too. And if you want more practical tips like these, subscribe to the channel. Here, the focus is on straightforward, useful, and straightforward information for those who take fish health seriously.